My name's Eliza and I'm studying creative arts practice. So my work is all ceramics based and it's vessels inspired by the coast of the Jurassic Coast of Dorset where I grew up. I had the idea for this display before this year. I'd had it for ages. I knew this is how I wanted my degree show to look, and I sort of had a very set idea and I've always worked towards that, which doesn't usually happen in my practice. I usually sort of just develop and see how it goes. For this, it was all hand-built, so I'd use formers and hand coiling to create the forms, and then I used special effect glazes across my work to get the sort of textures. I think as people sort of enter the room, it's one of the first things you see, and people do sort of immediately gravitate towards it. I liked that people picked up on the texture and the forms, as that was something I really focused on in this project. And you know, they really felt that it looked like the sea foam and you know, the sort of natural forms you see along the coast. It's really exciting exhibiting my work, seeing the public engaging with it and hearing their response to the work. I've really enjoyed. I've had some really good responses to my work. I like that people can take sort of their own interpretation and relate to it in different ways. So my plan for this work after is to hopefully exhibit it in a few galleries down on the coastline that it's based on, enter it into a few sort of competitions and exhibitions, get people seeing the work, and yeah, keep going with making as well.